Hello, today I'll be going over the G703 Hero mouse in Ghub, also labeled as the G703 Lightspeed. Here's the default view when you open up Logitech Ghub, and we'll dive into the configuration. Step by step, we have the ability to adjust light sync settings by using these defaults or turning them off. So the primary light sync zone is the mouse wheel, the scroll wheel. And the logo is self-explanatory. Next, moving on to assignments, you'll see the primary click, the secondary click, the middle click, forward, back, and by default, the button below the scroll wheel is used to cycle through DPI steps that are either defined by default or can be adjusted by the user as they see fit. We have a list of common commands, keys, actions for specific applications such as Overwolf, Discord, or OBS, the ability to create macros, and I will create a macro on the fly now. This one will be hold Z. When creating macros, you can set a macro essentially to cycle once when you press it, hold a specific key while holding the button down, toggle on and off, or set a sequence of key presses. In this case, we're going to be holding Z. We'll click Start Now, record keystrokes, press Z once, stop recording, and save. So once we have hold Z created as a macro, it can be dragged onto the DPI cycle, and you'll notice it will now hold Z. Pressed and released. Functions as designed. Moving on to DPI, you'll see the standard steps that ship: 400 DPI, 800, 1600, and 3200. Again, when it comes to DPI, personal preference. Personally, I go to 800 and only 800, which means I can click and drag and release, and it will delete off this line. We also have report rate adjustment here, 1000 being a 1 millisecond report rate. This can also be locked across all of your profiles. Regardless of the game you play, if you use the exact same DPI for your mouse, hit the button. As for settings, this is a wireless mouse, you'll be able to view power consumption, enable or disable startup effects. That's when you turn the mouse on and the lighting zones will cycle through a startup effect. When there is minimal battery life left, the lighting zones will breathe red, or you can do a fixed red, or you can turn it off. I typically leave it on as a breathing red. In activity lighting, if you do use lighting, then you can you can set it to dim your lights to save on battery life after a minute of no movement or 5 minutes of no movement, or however you see fit. There also is onboard memory mode. Turning that on will allow you to access your profiles. This will allow players to, say, attend a LAN event using a computer that they do not own. They can set their profiles and then cycle through them that pretty much covers the device.